Hello, everybody, and welcome to Empire's Podcast of the Week. In case you didn't recognize me without my beard, my name is Stephen Ogden. I'm your guys' host, and it's good to be back. It's good to see you guys. Today's podcast is going to be on secondary food markets. I'm going to be talking about the prison food, the garbage that they feed us. Why is prison food so terrible? Why do people say that it's the worst food in town? Why do they say it's worse than airplane food? Well, I'm gonna talk a little bit about that today. I'm gonna talk about how they feed us like animals, and when I say that, I'm not joking. I'm being serious. So let me explain what a secondary food market is first. A secondary food market is a place where when food is I wouldn't say rotten, but the best if used by date is over. If it's been expired, they send it to one of these corporations. If it's food that's been sitting in the supermarket too long, it's starting to go bad, they send it to a secondary food place. Milk that is spoiled, eggs that are going bad, they dehydrate them and they send them to a secondary food market. They might not even dehydrate it yet. They might send the rotten milk and the rotten eggs, and or getting close to. They dehydrate it and they make powdered milk, powdered eggs, and down the road later on, it makes its way to someone like me who has to eat it. We don't got a choice unless we have money for commissary. So I'm not the only one that gets that food, though, and I want to make that clear. You know, if you guys have kids in a school, you know, those schools get that secondary food. You got a family member, or maybe you've been in the military, that food makes its way onto military bases. It makes its way onto ships. It makes its way, it goes to all kinds of places that, your loved ones are eating it. But, of course, before anybody else makes it to us, because they don't really care about the quality of food that we're eating. Let me talk about how secondary food markets operate. I was reading an article in prison legal news, and in this article, it talks about an investigation where black market food, secondary food, it operates in broad daylight, and how they operate is somebody will set up an LLC, they'll set up a corporation. This corporation will bid with the Bureau of Prisons, with the Department of Corrections, with schools, with the military, and if they hit the bid, they win the food, they get it, they get to serve it to us, or serve it to the schools, or serve it to the military, and if they end up selling food that's too bad, that's too rotten, they close down their LLC, and they start a new one in a different name, and they start operating again. One secondary food market, the listing of their name of the owners are Thing 1 and Thing 2. They don't even have to say their names. I think that's pretty messed up, and when you look at this food that's being served to us, it says on the package, not for human consumption, for institutional use only. Some say different things, but the majority of the boxes say not for human consumption. There's even a bunch of pictures that were going around for a while on some of the prison websites about the boxes of food that they were selling. Not for human consumption. I was actually going to name my podcast that. Funny because of these pictures. But it's not a joke, man. I consider myself a human being. I've made some mistakes. I've done some wrong things, and I'm paying for my actions. Shouldn't I still be fed like a human being? I mean, not for human consumption. I mean, that sounds like something that should be fed to the hogs, or, ground up. And, I know dog owners, that feed their dogs better than this kind of stuff. And, I just think that this is a market. This is something that needs to be addressed and evaluated, and there needs to be some oversight. But, let me share some of my personal experiences with the food in here. They only serve us the left leg of the chicken whenever we get chicken in here. And people always wonder, why do we always get the left leg? Well, you ever wonder, about all those antibiotics and steroids and all them shots that these animals are getting, that these chickens are getting? Well, they get it in the left leg. Well, they can't serve that because of the high amounts of whatever they're injecting into these chickens. They can't serve that to the public. It's not legal. It's not ethical. But for a convict, for an inmate, I guess it's perfectly ethical to serve the left leg of the chicken. So that's what we get. On a positive note, when I was in the United States Penitentiary Florence in federal prison, they would serve us McDonald's hash browns and McDonald's French fries, Carl's Jr. burger patties, what's the name of that? Godiva ice cream, Ben & Jerry's ice cream. And to be honest, every bit of it was delicious. I never had an issue with that. With the products I'm talking about right here, there's other products that there are issues with. This is a positive thing. So when McDonald's would have the best if used by date, they're extremely, specific. Once that's done, it's gone, it's out. And it made its way to Florence, and every Wednesday we would have McDonald's hash browns for breakfast with our eggs, and we would have McDonald's French fries with our lunch, and we'd have a Carl's Jr. patty. It was good, didn't stink, was delicious, and they would also give us a pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. It was always the coffee ice cream. For whatever, I'm assuming people didn't buy it as much, but I'm going to tell you, I loved it. It wasn't rotten, it wasn't gross, it was just best if used by date. Florence picked it up at a good price, and we got to eat it. I loved it. I was happy about it. Let me tell you about the beef patties here in the Department of Corrections in Colorado. They stink. Whenever they pull them out of the boxes, I can't eat it. I won't. I refuse. Everybody, back in, a long time ago, Burger Day was the best day. It was every Monday night. We'd get burger and fries. And we loved it, man. It was delicious. Now, as time has gone on, prices of food has gone up. The DOC has had to go and move to these secondary food markets. And the smell of this chicken and beef when it comes out of these boxes, it's let me tell you what happens after we eat it. I watch everybody around me have stomach pains, diarrhea, gas, things I don't like to talk about, but it's what happens, and I found that if I make a ramen noodle with a little bit of sausage and some hot Cheetos and a little bit of squeezed cheese over the top, super unhealthy, a lot of sodium, but I don't get stomach pains. I don't get, gas. I don't get all that stuff. So luckily enough, I have a talent. I've got my art talent. I've got, people that care about me that send me a little money here and there, and I'm able to buy that. But one of the things I want to talk about is that commissary market and the secondary food market. They're making billions, and this is a fact. This is something you guys can look up. The commissary industry that serves prison, Department of Corrections, Bureau of Prisons, county jails, they make over $1 billion a year off of guys like me. Do you not think that there is a incentive for them to serve us bad food? On commissary day, they always serve us the worst meals. In the county jail, it cost me about almost $1.50 for a ramen noodle. How many ramen noodles can you guys buy out there for $1.50? I want you guys to think about that. So the worst meals are served on commissary day. So we have to eat up our commissary. And I just wonder, is there something going on there? You guys want to know another hustle that the wardens and not all wardens, not all, kitchen staff have been caught doing this. It's just one hustle that was going on for a while in an institution. They were quadrupling the amount of vegetables that they were serving, knowing that the inmates aren't going to eat these. And they were taking the food, the uneaten greens, green beans, spinach, all that stuff, and they're dumping it in the compost heap. And the compost heap was huge. And then that compost is sold to the public. So they were generating compost off of the food from the chow hall and then sold as a profit for the warden. You know what I mean? Just a little idea. So they're saying it costs $50,000 a year to feed me, house me. but they're not feeding me like that. You know, and I'm not saying, hey, I'm incarcerated. I get it. I'm not saying I need to have steak and eggs and double cheeseburgers. I agree. I think we need to be fed accordingly. I think it needs to be respectful, responsible, and at the right price. So I don't want to call it my gripe, my solution to this problem is new food only. There shouldn't be a box that comes into this prison or any prison that says not for human consumption, because I am a person. I am a human being. And I think that there needs to be some oversight. What are they feeding us? You know, when this food is repackaged and sold, the expiration date changes. When they grind that meat up and turn it into sausages and meat patties, the expiration date was what it was when it came in, but it's changed again. And, you know, repackaged. Where's the oversight on that? Who watches that? Who's paying attention to how many offenders get sick in here on the food? So I want to see oversight. I want my community that I'm building to ask these questions to their senators and to their congressmen and to whoever you guys can speak to about it, and say, why is it that inmates are fed food that says not for human consumption? Institutional use only. You know, why are the secondary food markets making money? And who are these secondary food markets? You know, how do they get the bid? What's going on? Like, let's get some oversight going on. Let's get some understanding of what is taking place. And let's not just do it for prisons. When I started reading and researching about this, I found out, again, this is going to our schools, this is going to our military, this is going to, any institution, and I want to change it, and I want you guys' help. So let's get involved. Let's create some reform. All right, guys, that was my podcast on secondary food markets. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate all of your guys' participation with Empire Corp. Stay tuned. I have a little commercial, so stay tuned. All right. Hey, guys, it's me, Stephen Ogden with Empire Corp. I'm seeking assistance. I need your guys' help. Empire Corp is growing slowly. I'm looking for assistance. I'm not looking for money. I'm not looking for handouts. I'm looking for a team that would love to help build the program. I'm looking for someone to help me with social media. I'm looking for help with a website. I'm looking for any time assistance that I can get from you guys. So if you have a little extra time, you're willing to spare it, please contact me through JPay. Stephen Ogden, DOC number 109636, and maybe possibly talk to Kelly on social media, Empire Corp page on Facebook. I need your assistance. I need some help. So if you guys can, please be there for me. Take care.